Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
This is a priority area that we need to go up and get some more testing to make sure we know what's going on.
Hundreds of people were tested for the coronavirus today in Grand Forks. They did so in the parking lot of a manufacturing plant that's currently dealing with a COVID-19 outbreak. Those tested either work at the plant or came in contact with a worker who did test positive. Valley News Team's Alexander Kay was there and explains how the area is trying to avoid becoming a hot spot.
LM Wind Power and the city of Grand Forks are doing what they can to contain an outbreak of COVID-19 after multiple employees tested positive earlier this week.
Grand Forks didn't have a positive case for several days, and then all of a sudden they had 9 in 2 days. So we consider that a little bit quicker than we were hoping for.
The plant is shut down for cleaning, and a drive-through testing site popped up Thursday, asking those who may have had exposure to the virus to get tested.
Based on those individuals that tested positive, close contacts, both co-workers and family members as well, have been asked to come to this clinic.
There was a schedule for the drive-through testing. Those that came were asked to come at a specific time. This was done to prevent overcrowding, making sure there was only ever a handful of cars in line. According to the city of Grand Forks, 424 tests were taken. The North Dakota National Guard was on scene assisting with the effort. They say they're also collecting samples from employees who aren't showing symptoms for research purposes.
That will help our scientists make some determinations on how much more testing we do and other places that we may look at to do additional testing throughout the state.
All these tests will go to the North Dakota State Medical Lab in Bismarck, with results becoming available in 72 hours. In Grand Forks, Alexandra Kay, Valley News Live.
We did get a hold of the parent company late today. That's GE, and they told us that their #1 priority is the safety of their employees. They're supporting those that have tested positive and working to take necessary precautions. More COVID-19 cases have popped up within another business in the valley, 9 at Norwood Sales in Horace. The egg supply company's plant manager says they voluntarily shut down for 24 hours last Thursday to be professionally disinfected and have since reopened. Norwood officials say that the plant continues to clean the facility daily. Employee temperatures are taken as they arrive for work, and social distancing is encouraged while at the plant. Officials there say that they hope to soon acquire additional personal protective equipment for their employees. North Dakota reported 28 new cases of COVID-19 today, bringing the total to 393. 14 people are in the hospital battling the virus, and the death toll remains at 9. More than half of the new cases reported today are from Cass County. The others are mostly in Grand Forks, Stark, and Burleigh counties. Minnesota is reporting a jump in COVID-19 cases with 103 new ones reported today. That brings the total to 1,912. The death toll increased by 7 for a total of 94 people. 213 people are in the hospital, 103 of those in the IC unit. But more than half of those total cases have now recovered. The state lists 1,020 people as recovered. You might soon be able to pick up beer and wine with your takeout orders in Minnesota. State lawmakers have agreed on a plan to let restaurants offer beer and wine to go to help them stay afloat during the shutdown of COVID-19. Votes were taken in the Senate today. They'll be taken in the House tomorrow. The plan lets restaurants sell up to 72 ounces of beer, hard seltzer or cider, and up to 750 milliliters of wine with takeout orders. That works out to 6 12-ounce cans of beer or a standard bottle of wine. Minnesota's bar and restaurants have been shut down since March 17th. President Donald Trump said today that his new guidelines for states to restore normal activity offers governors freedom to act as they see fit. Trump called his phased approach for states to begin returning to semblance of normalcy a science-based approach. Reacting to the expected news, North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum said the state is well prepared.
It was exciting to see that the criteria that's being discussed in the Opening Up America Again mirrors almost identically what we've been tracking here in North Dakota.
The governor announced yesterday that the state will wait until the end of the month before reopening. His office indicated that the state's Commerce Department will work with businesses to develop new safety procedures for a gradual, safe reopening. In 54 days, North Dakota will hold its first statewide, mostly mail-in election. Reporter John Salling tells us what that's going to look like and how counties are preparing for June.
This election might be easier than you would expect. The Secretary of State's office will be mailing out ballot applications to residents by May 1st. They will be mailed to the addresses that are registered with the Department of Transportation.
I actually think we're going to see higher voter turnout than we do in a normal primary, just because of the ease and convenience. Everybody's going to have that application mailed to them.
Once that's filled out and sent to county auditors, they will send out the ballots. All ballots need to be postmarked by June 8th. 33 counties have offered mail-in voting in the past, but in the last year, Secretary Jager says all counties have received the tools they need.
Every county will have a high-speed central count tabulator, and so that'll handle the ballots that come in absentee.
Between the application and ballot, there are measures in place to protect secrecy and security in the vote, including a secrecy sleeve for the ballot.
The election workers, when they're processing them, someone will open that envelope and grab the ballot that's in the secrecy sleeve out of that envelope and hand it to the next person. So no one will be looking at the name on the envelope and the ballot. So your ballot is still kept private.
In Bismarck, I'm John Salling with your news leader.
Now, the auditor and the secretary both recommend sending in the ballots back as soon as possible to help get all the votes counted on time. The number of those who filed for unemployment in North Dakota is at its lowest mark in 3 weeks. It offers an optimistic view that the layoffs may have stopped, according to Job Service North Dakota. The unemployment filings for last week were 10,500. The week before that, it was 16,000. Prior to that, 12,600. But the state says to remember, if you must certify your unemployment status every week or you risk losing your benefits.
Say that you're available for work each week and be available, and make sure you go in and certify every week. That's a huge, it seems like a little thing, and it really truly is a little thing, but if you don't do that, it will put a stop on your claim.
Job Service North Dakota says people filing for unemployment are from a cross-section of jobs. Early in the pandemic, most seeking benefits were those working at bars, restaurants, and hotels. But the current shift is those working in manufacturing. New unemployment numbers are in most states, showing claims leveling off or going down last week compared to the week before. But the total numbers in the last month are still staggering. Our national investigative team looks at the numbers and the systems that are still backlogged. Here's Investigate TV's Lee Zurich with our COVID-19 tracker.
Carla Barrios works in the kitchen at a Florida restaurant.
But my hours were significantly reduced. Instead of working 35 to 40 hours, I'm now working between 10 to 15.
Her restaurant shifted to takeout only 3.5 weeks ago. Facing reduced hours and pay, she started trying to file for unemployment.
Was able to successfully fill out the application. A couple days after that was when the website crashed.
Have you received a check?
No, not at all.
And you can't even log in to check on your status?
I just tried it yesterday and it was not letting me through. An error message would come up, or it tells you that there's too many people, or it crashes entirely and makes you start all over.
On Thursday, the federal government announced 13.5% of the workforce has filed unemployment claims. But experts wonder if that number is artificially low because of stories like Carla's.
My main concern with the numbers that we're seeing is whether or not that's actually the number of people applying, or if we're just measuring the system's capacity to process new claims.
In the past week, the state of Florida saw a 7% increase in unemployment claims. 169,000 last week, 181,000 this week. A sign people might be having trouble filing claims. New York saw a 15% jump in claims, Colorado 127%. But most states saw fewer claims this week compared to last. The darker colors in this map indicate states with large drops week to week, like Idaho 42%, Nebraska 39%, Ohio 30%. 20 million Americans have filed unemployment claims in the last 4 weeks.
The highest claim week before this crisis was a high of 682,000 in 1982.
One expert predicts the nation's unemployment rate will reach levels we haven't seen since the Great Depression.
We're definitely on our path to exceeding 20% easily by May.
And while numbers leveled a bit for claims the last couple of weeks, when you look back to the beginning of March, the comparison is jaw-dropping. States with 5,000 or 6,000% increases. People needing money to stay afloat.
Still expected to pay rent. We're still expected to pay our water bills, our electricity bills, and everything still has to be on time.
That was Lee Zurich reporting. According to the Tax Foundation, many states are projected to run out of money to pay unemployment claims in a matter of weeks. In North Dakota, the Tax Foundation estimated about 14 weeks of funding.